Hello and welcome to the Miscast Quiz, the world's only quiz show about Warhammer Fantasy, at least as far as I know. My name is Måns and I will be your host tonight. And with me I have the rest of the Miscast crew. I have Jonas, Martin and Andrea. How are you guys feeling?
Really interesting to get down here into the game room and seeing something completely new.
Yeah.
We didn't get so much information, just be here at time.
Yeah.
Almost everybody came on time.
Oh.
And
Yeah, I basically didn't tell these guys what was going on. I just said show up at my house at Saturday and we're gonna do a recording. Because I didn't want to give them too much information beforehand, and you'll see soon why. You guys know this one. This is the slogan of a Swedish sport betting company. Den som vet mest vinner mest. Directly translated it becomes he who knows most wins most. And that is certainly true for Warhammer Fantasy. If you know the core rules, your own rules and your opponent rules, you have a great advantage. So today we're gonna find out who knows most. Andrea, who do you think in the Miscast crew has the best grasp of the rules?
I think that Jonas might be kind of hard to take down. He has been reading a lot and he's interested in reading the rules. I think maybe that I might be good at the rules, but if it comes to lore, it's gonna be harder.
Yeah, so I'm gonna explain what this show is all about very soon. This is how the game is gonna be played. You will answer questions about the rules of Warhammer Fantasy Battles 8th edition. You will write your answer on the whiteboard in front of you. And one correct answer equals 1 point. So it is pretty simple, all in all. And I hope you'll do well and not embarrass us too much here on the internet. And for the people watching at home, feel free to play along. We have some people in the community that are really good at the rules. Necron 1, Javier, Niklas, to name a few. So write your total score in the comments down below and see if you can beat us. I would be very impressed if anyone gets a full point here. I think some of the questions are kind of difficult, so I will be really impressed. And aside from that, I also want to give a shout out to Steve C, who has graciously donated a donation that has provided tonight's prize pool. And the prize, of course, is a car, and not just one car, but hundreds of cars. It is, of course, Sweden's best-selling car, Audience bilar.
On a Saturday.
Yeah,
Perfect.
So you will be playing for that. So there's a lot of the line here. Do you have any questions about the game before we get into question number 1?
Is there a timer on the answer?
There is not a timer, but if you take too long, I will. I am God, so I will stop you if there's too long time.
Is it gonna be like 4 alternatives, or do we have to write? How specifically?
You have to write. Some of the questions are yes or no, and some of them you need to write. But I try to keep them so the answer can be short. You don't need to write a novella or anything. It should be fine writing short answers. Ready?
Okay, ready. Let's
Ready.
go.
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's go. Question number 1. There is a rule called the high ground. What does that rule do? This is one of those rules that doesn't come into play all that often, but it is quite important. They're writing long answers, Martin. You've been done for a long time.
Done.
Feel free to reveal your answer to the audience. Jonas has written +1 comp resolution when making a charge downhill. Martin shooting +1 AP. That is 40k.
Yes.
And
+1 combat res when charging them.
Yes. The answer, of course, is +1 combat resolution
nice.
when charging downhill. So 1 point for Andrea and 1 point for Jonas.
You keep score.
Yes, I keep score.
Kind of difficult rule.
It
doesn't come into play that often.
It doesn't come into play that often. That's why it is quite difficult.
And the name of it isn't that really good. On the high ground.
You have left the hill, like you're no longer.
Yeah, it's a difficult rule. Question number 2. What is the difference between the rules fly and hover? Feeling confident, Andrea?
No.
No?
Me neither.
Yeah, so please reveal your answers for the audience.
I think that they can pass over impassable terrain.
Yeah. Jonas has written, flying units can pass over obstacles and impassable terrain, whilst hover cannot. Andreas written, hover can't move over impassable terrain, so basically the same answer.
I said that fly is 10-inch move and hover is the movement of the character.
Yeah. The answer is that units with hover cannot march, which is basically what Andreas said, because they move 10, maximum of 10.
Yeah.
Models with hover special rule follow the rules for flyers but cannot march.
Yeah, so they move 10 instead of 20 for flyers. So I'm gonna give you the point for that.
That's a tricky one.
Yeah. The only unit that I know has the rule hover is the, what's it called, like bloat flies from Nurgle. I know they have hover. Yeah.
I think I shouldn't have the point for it.
All right.
To be honest.
We take away the point.
I don't think it's
take away.
I said that I don't deserve
All right.
the point for that one.
If you argue in that direction, I'm happy to take it away. To keep the tension. Question number 3. Frenzied units are unable to use one kind of save. Which one? Reveal your answers.
Okay. Do I have to spell it correctly?
Jonas has written parry. Everyone has written parry except Andreas has written parry.
Yeah. But parry. I felt it. Oh, I felt it. I misspelled it.
The answer is, of course, parry save. You were correct. Question number 4. The rule sea creature gives a model the ability to move over any bodies of water, regardless of if they are considered impassable or not. But the rules also prohibits the model for doing something else when out of water. What?
My poor spelling is gonna come in play.
Yeah, but you're Swedish. All of us are Swedish. We get a pass on the spelling.
I don't spell good in Swedish either.
No, I know. That's not your strong suit, but it doesn't matter. It's fine. Martin is still contemplating.
It's another weird rule.
This is another weird rule.
I just took a chance.
Yeah, same here. I don't think I've ever...
There are some like pretty easy questions and some hard ones, and this one is one of the pretty hard ones. That's why I said I will be surprised if anyone gets the full amount of points. But you can reveal for the March, and stupidity test when out of water. The answer is marching.
Okay.
When a sea creature is out of water, they cannot march, so point for Jonas and Andrea.
I kind of felt like it wasn't going to be that, because we had a hover question.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But I can. What else has the movement?
I like cover.
I also took a lot of effort in taking all the answers from the rule book to make sure that we didn't have any rules disagreements while making this show. so that is
We would never.
no, because someone will be no, that can't be right, and we had to go to the rule book. So I took all the answers out.
That's
wise.
superb.
Yeah. Question number 5. Does ethereal units block line of sight? Reveal your answers. Everyone has written yes, and the answer, of course, is yes.
2 points.
So going into the 6th question, we have André and Jonas at 4 and Martin at 2. 6th question. When shooting at the war machine, are you using the war machine's toughness. However, are you allowed to use the crew's armor save? So 50-50 to get this right. Reveal your answers.
I don't think you.
No from Jonas and André, and yes from Martin, and the answer is yes. You are allowed to use the armor save.
Well, the thing is, I don't think the crew rarely has an armor save.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, is there any scenario where like the dwarves might have some character?
You are allowed to.
One.
Question number 7. When a wizard casts a spell which results in a miscast, your wizard casts a spell which results in a miscast. You roll a 7 on the miscast table, detonation, and your unit is hit by a strength 10 hit using the small template. The unit takes more than 25% casualties and you fail your panic test. Which direction does your unit flee? Martin still writing?
Exciting. Can come back to.
He can come back
It's only
here.
1 point now.
Yeah, it's very even. Reveal your answers.
Closest enemy unit.
From the closest enemy unit, says Jonas.
Numerous enemy units.
And Måns is cute down there. And
From the caster, he who made the damage.
no, when you don't have a specific target that inflicts the damage, you pivot so you face directly away from the closest enemy unit. Point to Jonas. Now taking the lead, solo lead for the first time. Question number 8. When a monstrous cavalry pulls a chariot, are they allowed to stomp? Reveal your answers. Martin and Andreas wrote in yes and Jonas no. The answer is no. Because they are inconvenienced by the, what do they say? They're hampered by the yokes and chains. You cannot stomp. They're not allowed to stomp.
I didn't know that.
So Jonas pulls away. That is, I think that is one of the most probably misplayed rules. I think a lot of people don't know that.
No,
But which unit has like
monstrous cavalry.
Warriors of Chaos.
Warriors Chaos have,
okay, the chariot.
yeah. There might be a few more. Maybe some of the demons are counted as monstrous cavalry. I'm not sure, but it is a difficult rule. Question number 9. How is an initiative test against a war machine resolved? It's difficult.
Maybe.
Reveal your answers.
I go with the gut
I think that they automatically fail.
against the crew.
Jonas is once again correct. They automatically fail. Yeah, they do.
For toughness and leadership.
No,
Initiative.
Save for toughness and leadership.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
get to take toughness tests.
Yeah, toughness and leadership test, but they fail all other tests automatically.
That's nice to know.
Yeah. 7 out of 9. That's pretty decent.
Nice.
Pretty decent. And 3 for Martin, 4 for André.
it's gonna be tough.
So, not even done.
There are 35 questions in total, I could say.
Okay.
So there's still
Yeah.
plenty of room to make a comeback. Question number 10. Is a model with a leadership of 0 immediately slain? Reveal your answers.
I think yes.
André and Jonas has written yes and Martin no. The answer is no. Only toughness, strength and wound characteristic of 0 kills the model. If you have a leadership characteristic of 0, you only pass leadership tests on double once.
I thought this one almost came into play at Dalaslaget like 3 tournaments ago. Like because there's one medical item that Chaos has that reduces a characteristic. Like you get additional power dice.
But strength and toughness, or wounds.
Of 0, then the
Yeah.
model dies.
I thought
Not
that anyone that
Yeah.
goes below goes to 0.
And I learned this rule when I was playing my Cauldron of, what is it called? Cauldron of Blood. Because it has a leadership of 0. So when the hag dies, I had to check out that rule. So that's why I know it. But otherwise it's a really difficult rule. Because it doesn't come into play very often.
No.
Question number 11. If you were to roll to hit against a model with a weapon skill of 0, what dice result do you need in order to hit that model? Like what is the minimum you need to hit? Done. Reveal your answers. 3 plus, 2 plus for Martin and automatic hit for Jonas. The answer is all rolls are hits. It's automatic hits. So rolls of 1 or automatic hits would be the...
I know this because I kind of tried to cheese the steam tank once. I thought that if they didn't get to roll weapon skill, but the crew has.
They uses the crew's weapon skill, but the steam tank itself has a weapon skill of 0.
That I didn't know either.
No.
But it doesn't also come in play.
Doesn't come into play that often,
No.
but it's. I would probably have answered like you did, because I know that 3 plus is the maximum you can get if you have like weapon skill 1 against weapon skill 10. So it's a difficult one.
I misread the question because it rolled to hit, like in shooting.
Ah.
And if you
yeah.
were- yeah.
All right. Yeah, I should have written in close
That's
combat.
why
Yeah.
because I wrote 6 plus 6.
Oh.
I don't know
Yeah.
if it would be right, but
Yeah, okay.
I misread it.
Maybe I was unclear in the question. It's my first time holding a quiz, so any feedback is
They're
appreciated.
kind of hard questions.
Yeah.
Difficult game.
Yeah. Question number 12. Some rules require you to round off a number. For example, 25% of a unit of 13 models is 3.25%. Do you round up to 4 or do you round down to 3? The question is basically, when you round up, do you round up or down? Reveal your answers.
I think you round up.
Yeah, always round up.
You round up, yeah. Round up, and you've written 4. But that is also, you round up. you choose the example. But everyone is right. You always round up. It doesn't matter if it's 3.001, you still round up. Question number 13. In the standard 8 lores of magic from the main army book, what is the most expensive spell you can cast? Bonus points for the exact value needed to succeed. Upgraded and large versions of the spell counts.
Ouch. I think I should know this one.
This is kind of difficult. You have like a few alternatives. I'm probably guessing you're bouncing around in your head. Confident, Martin?
No, not really.
Are you ready? Reveal your answers.
Purple Sun.
I think Lore of Fire has a really expensive one.
Yeah,
Purple
so
Sun.
both Martin and André has written Purple Sun. You have written 25 to cast, and Martin 24.
I kind of think that Lore of Fire has like the 3, because it has triple.
Also the below from Lore of Life.
Dwellers
The Dwellers
Below.
below can go high. Can
Yeah.
be expensive. But which is most expensive?
There are a number of spells at 24, but only one at 25. And that is the Purple Sun from the Lore of Death.
So
Mm.
I wrote 25. Do I get a point even though I had the lore wrong?
I think you need to have the spell right
Oh, okay.
to get it.
I didn't
double
get the
points.
base. I didn't get the base. I only get the big. I thought
15 and 25.
I thought it was.
Yeah. So Martin gets 1 point, André gets 2. So you're closing into Jonas.
I needed it.
You're at 7, Jonas is at 9, and Martin at 6. So it's still an even game. Anything can still happen. Question number 14. You're allowed to march backwards, but can you march sideways? You're not allowed to march backwards, but can you march sideways? Reveal your answers. Everyone has written no, and no is, of course, the right answer. Point for everyone.
Nice to be sure.
Yeah.
One question.
That's probably one of the easier ones. Question number 15. A wizard that loses concentration in the magic phase is not allowed to shoot during the shooting phase. True or false? Reveal your answers. Everyone has written false, and the answer is of course false. It can shoot as normal. So 1 point for everyone.
I was kind of
Now we're on
thinking like,
streak.
yeah, like which wizards has a ranged attack?
Maybe ogres. Can you have a pistol?
Some of them you can
No.
have pistols on.
Yeah, perhaps.
I think you can maybe take
Yeah.
a bow or something on some of the wood elves ones
Yeah,
as
wood
well.
elves probably.
Yeah.
Wood elves has bows. Yeah.
Yeah. Question number 16. When does the rule Meaderts come into play? Meaderts come into play.
Is that a base rule?
Yes, some of you should know this one. Some of you have used this rule quite a bit more than others. Myself included, I should say. When I did this question, I thought maybe either this is way too easy or it's really hard. Because this is one of the things where you play a rule quite often, but you're not sure what it's called.
But it's,
Yeah, reveal your
I have
answers.
one answer.
Start of the movement phase, you need stupidity test. And animosity for orcs and goblins has Martin written, and Jonas has written when orcs and goblins wizard roll a double 1. This is only from the main rule book, so 2 of you are a bit off there.
Yeah.
And you're almost there, Andrea, but not really. It comes into play when you fail a stupidity test. It's the roll you do of a d6 to move. It's called Meaderts. So I'm gonna award no points, but you were very close.
Yeah.
Next one is an interesting one, this question. Question number 17. Are chariots allowed to cross rivers? We don't play with rivers that often.
Yeah.
No.
But it
Sadly
is.
not.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Reveal your answers.
Feels like it should be, but I think this is a
Yeah.
trick question.
Martin and Andreas has written no, and Jonas yes. The answer is yes. There are no restrictions when a chariot, if it's allowed to cross a river or not. This is one of those things I just made up in my head.
I felt like a sneaky trick question.
Yeah. This one you should know, but this is also one of those that's quite easy to forget. Question number 18. In the end of the game, when counting victory points, you get points for each enemy unit you have destroyed, 100 points for killing the enemy general, 25 points for each banner captured in close combat, 100 points for killing the enemy battle standard bearer. There is, however, one more way to score victory points. My question is how? And this is not one of those scenario rules like it's a watchtower automatically win. It's one way you can score points in a game of battle line, for example.
And this one, I don't think I've ever seen it come into play.
I've never probably gotten it myself. I don't think so. But it is there.
Oh.
No. Did I reveal something?
No, I misread.
Okay.
Everyone ready?
I'm gonna go for 5 points. I think
Yeah.
it's good.
Reveal your answer.
I don't know.
You
I
don't
think
know.
you get 25 points for a unit champion winning a duel.
Yes. Jonas is right. It is
Underdog.
underdog challenge.
Yes.
Yeah,
You get
underdog.
50 points
Okay.
Yeah.
for the underdog
I was
challenge.
going for the chess move to touch.
Yeah, touch the enemy deployment zone. And you get to promote to a dragon.
This is the queen.
So Jonas gets 1 point.
Oh.
That's one of the rules I feel like you should know, but it's also really difficult to remember it
It's
when
like in
you...
8th edition, it's way too hard.
It's
But you-
very rare.
You can do it per champion.
Yeah, but
Right.
the hard part is that you need to be in a challenge. So you need to like...
Yeah, but still, it doesn't.
Yeah, but a champion doesn't count as a character. You need to kill a lord or a hero.
No, but you can do it multiple times.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
There's
potentially
no
do it.
restrictions.
And,
I think they
it have happened how many times since you started playing?
I think the best way of doing it is using maybe executioners or something with a killing blow that hits fast. Then it's
Yeah.
probably possible, but otherwise it's really
Yeah,
hard.
but how many times are like the opponent gonna challenge an executioner? Like they have their lord, are they
Yeah.
gonna go into a challenge?
No, that is true. But it's a difficult one. Question number 19. Ethereal units can only be wounded with spells and magical attacks, but are their own attacks magical? Yes or no?
Or maybe.
Or maybe. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Reveal your answers. So Andreas, the only one who has written yes, the other two have written no. The answer is yes, they are magical. Andreas played most there with Ethereal
Yeah.
units,
He
so
was
I think he has
first.
an edge here.
I've never played.
Yeah, never. I've rarely played against them
Yeah.
either.
He has the Green Knights.
Yeah,
Green Knight.
And also
Vampire counts.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
have some experience.
I should have known.
Yeah. Question number 20. What happens when a model with the rule flammable takes a wound from flaming attacks? Also one of those rules that rarely come into play. For example, I think the entire Tomb King's army have their rule flammable. I think that's
I
one
think
of the,
many of them has.
So reveal your answers.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's written double damage, double wounds,
Yeah.
and that is correct. Wounds are doubled. Points for everyone.
Also the Wood Elves has.
And after 20 questions, the score is 9 to Martin, 11 to Andrea, and 14 to Jonas.
Nice.
Jonas still in the lead. Question number 21. There are 12 magical items in the core rulebook with a point cost of 5. I want you to name 3 of them. Banners count.
5.
It has to be in the core book.
Core rulebook,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was
Not the
thinking.
army books. The core rulebook. I know at least 2 that we use very, very frequently. The other ones not so often.
Oh, there are some really good like filler items.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. Oh,
I have
everyone.
3 answers.
Yeah.
3 answers. All right.
Okay.
Reveal your answers. So Andrea has written Luckstone, Poison of Speed, and Poison of Strength. 2 of those are correct. Poison of Strength is more expensive. Martin has written Shrieking Blade, Shield of Assure, and Biting Blade. All of
Magical
those.
shield.
Yeah, but they're not all
yeah.
on there. You've written Scarecrow Banner, Gleaming Banner, and Luckstone, and I believe Jonas is the only one that has all 3. These are
Scarecrow
the
banner.
12.
I thought that was
Panel,
from.
that was called.
Yeah. Those we use quite often is Iron Curse Icon, Gleaming Pennant, and Enchanted Shield.
Enchanted Shield, I thought it
Yeah.
was 10.
Yeah. But it's still only 1 point for
That's what I
getting all
thought.
3, so Jonas moves up to 15 points.
We didn't need it.
I thought the Scarecrow banner was from.
Iron
Curse.
Curse Icon. We use that one
Yeah,
so
I
often.
use it very
Yeah,
often.
yeah.
I like the Iron Curse Icon.
I thought it was more expensive though.
Yeah, and I thought Tormentor Sword.
Yeah. You were close, Andrea. Poison of Strength, I often
I-
want to include it, but it's quite
when
expensive.
when I wrote Potion of Strength, I felt it's probably 10, but I didn't get but I should have known Enchanted Shield.
Yeah,
I
but
have
it's
all
hard
the
to
time,
use on the fly.
every
too.
time.
Yeah. I use it so much. It's great.
Yeah, every
It's
time.
great. Question number 22. A flyer that ends its movement in a forest needs to take a dangerous terrain test. Yes or no? Reveal your answers.
Is this another Måns shenanigans?
I took yes, so I bite it.
Yeah.
If it's so.
You did the right move, because the answer is yes. A flyer that ends its movement in a forest does need to take a dangerous terrain.
I knew it was
You are correct.
not something bad. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, but that's only for forest. They treat everything else like open terrain, but forests are special. I guess it's the
Okay.
branches and stuff. I don't know.
I kind of like those kind of rules.
It was like 55%. I think yes, and 49 no.
Yeah.
Kind of makes it like feel like the game designers thought about like
Yeah.
what's
I think
Thematically.
most of the rules in fantasy is like what
Intuitive.
should it? It should be like you
Yeah.
could almost guess.
There's
Yeah, you can
some
almost guess
reasoning.
for a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yes.
Question number 23. What is the maximum number of dispel dice you can use? The maximum number of dice you can use to dispel.
This is a tricky one because I don't know the rule that could affect this.
There's 2 answers.
I will accept 2 answers here.
Oh, I have one of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So reveal your answers. 12, infinite, and 12. And the answer is no limit or 12. There are you can maximum have a number of 12 dispel dice, but there are certain items like Scepter of Stability that gives you an extra d6 to roll for the spell roll. So you could technically use 12 and then 13. So with items you can get a few more. So both answers are accepted. So everyone gets a point.
Yay.
Infinite.
But it would be fun to like.
That was my save.
Like, what
because
is the
if it was 8,
practical?
I just
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
Well, I put it the wrong way. Question number 24. When a unit is within 8 inches of an enemy unit, it needs to pass a leadership in order to be allowed to march. This rule is called enemy sighted. A unit that fails this test cannot march, but are a unit that fails this leadership test still allowed to shoot with their missile weapons in the shooting phase? Reveal your answers.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
Yes
No.
and yes from Andrea Martin and no from
he's
Jonas.
right. I think it's right.
The answer is no. They count
No.
as having marched just by attempting to take the test. That is also tricky.
Ah,
I think that is
okay.
quite displayed, but Jonas
When
is right.
I turn it, I
Oh no! It's no! Yeah.
So,
I think that's also a very misplayed rule.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
people forget
it
that
counts
very
as
so
they
if
have
they
a
try
choice.
to march, then it counts as having marched.
Yeah, as long
Yeah,
as they
though
take
they
the
are not
test for
allowed
enemy
to.
sighted,
Okay, yeah.
then they count as having marched, even
There's
if they don't move
some
at all.
logic to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So that put like an extra risk in
doing it.
it at all. But I think most people probably misplay that one.
Yes.
It's an odd rule. Question 25. How do you count combat resolution for assaulting a building? In other words, what do you get combat resolution for?
And Måns, this might be one of our favorite rules that comes into play at times.
Yeah, I like the building rules.
Yeah, I think the building rules are really cool.
I think we're the ones who maybe played with them most.
Yeah.
So. And of all like the YouTube channels, very few people actually use buildings. So I think if everyone has all the questions right so far, this one might be one of the ones where you drop off if you're not used to playing with the buildings.
I'm really hoping that the old world includes great building rules.
Yeah. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Reveal your answers.
think
Andreas written
Wounds.
wounds, charge, and banner.
Yes.
And Martin's written wounds, overkill, and banners, no rank or charge. And Jonas has written only for wounds inflicted. The answer is only for wounds inflicted and overkill, and musicians will win a drawn combat.
Okay, so musicians
Combat.
also come into play.
So no banners.
So
No one was.
I'm probably not gonna give anyone that one. Jonas was pretty close,
I think
but
Martin was
Martin
was
well in the
closer.
lead, so to keep the tension, you're getting no points.
But I think I should have like remembered overkill as well.
Question 26. Your opponent casts Word of Pain on one of your characters, lowering their weapon skill and ballistic skill by D3 during his turn. During your next turn, this character joins a new unit. Is this new unit also affected by Word of Pain? This is one of those questions where I got into a really long rules discussion on Dalaslaget, on how this works.
Yeah.
We probably spent like 15 minutes debating this. Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Reveal your answers.
I kind of want to find this one.
I said yes.
I said yes.
So Martin and Andreas written yes and Jonas no. The answer is yes.
Hey!
A spell that is cast on a character also affects the unit that they join. So points for
Yeah.
Martin and
Okay.
Andrea.
It was that it is specifically said it is on the character that made me think it can transfer.
So the last sentence, if
Yeah.
the character is the subject of a spell that's
Yeah.
capable.
The scenario that I had was that I cast this exact spell on his unit, Word of Pain, and he charged out with his character on another one of my units. And we weren't sure if, now that he's left the unit, does he still have the spell? And he does. This one is difficult because we don't play with this unit type very often. Swarms are skirmishers. But they also have two other rules as standard. What are these two rules? Does any one of us have any swarms we play with?
Yes.
I have for
Tomb
Tomb Kings,
Kings,
but I never used them.
Yeah.
I know that Skaven also has a swarm unit.
Yeah. And Nargle has.
Nurgle, yeah. So there are a few, but we don't play with them very often.
Do I have to be can I explain the rule?
Yeah, I guess you can, because one of them has a name
Name
that
it's-
is not the same name as yeah. So you see when I reveal it, but
I think I have the rule name,
no.
but hard to explain. Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready, Martin?
Yep.
Reveal your answers. Jonas has written can't use general leadership and double damage from template. Martin's written switch stride and unstable. And
Squirmish, squishy.
squish and
Squish,
unstable.
Oh,
Oh, you're so close! But the answer is unbreakable and unstable
unstable.
slash squish. So you have squish and Martin, you also have
Unstable.
unstable.
Then
Yeah, but
unbreakable.
none of them you didn't get both of them anymore.
Mm.
If you had written unbreakable and squish, you will be right. But unstable and squish is the same thing, unfortunately.
Yes.
So I'm gonna award no points. This next question you should know. No pressure, but it's you should know this one.
I'm not feeling confident.
Monstrous infantry.
Question number 28. Hills are dangerous terrain, yes or no? Reveal your answers. Everyone has written no, and the answer is of course no. But there is a type of hill called a scree slope that causes dangerous terrain, but hills in general does not. So you're all correct. Everyone gets a point. André is up to 15, Martin at 12, and we have Jonas at 18.
Okay.
So there's still a game with 7 questions remaining. Question number 29. When a unit of models with the fly special rule flee into impassable terrain, their flee roll is high enough to put them past impassable terrain. How is this resolved? This was one of the questions I have really difficult wording in a way that would make sense. But I hope you understand what I'm asking for.
Yeah.
I'm quite confident on this one.
Quite
But you
confident.
can edit that out.
I will just before every question.
Absolutely.
I'm quite confident. I'll put that sound every question.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Reveal your answers.
Do they take a dangerous terrain test?
Jonas Inter takes a dangerous terrain test. Martin writes as normals. They always flee on the ground. And Andreas say put on the other side, but they take a dangerous terrain. Flyers always flee on the ground, so you resolve it as normal. You're all correct. You put them on the other side.
But the proper answer is probably the one that Martin said, that they run on. They always flee on the ground.
Yeah, that's the point. They don't use the fly rule.
All right, question number 30. Is a unit that arrives as reinforcements allowed to shoot the turn that they arrive? Please reveal your answers.
Okay.
Yep.
Jonas has written yes, unless their weapon has move or fire. And Martin has written count as having moved, yes. And Andrea, yes. And the answer is yes, but they count as having moved. So I'm gonna give a point to everyone.
Yeah.
Jonas is now at 20 points out of 30 questions. 2/3 correct. That's pretty decent.
Still, it's a hard game.
Yeah. André is at 17 and Martin is at 15.
So we need you to start failing now.
Yeah. You're gonna have to do some misses here. Question 31. In the main rulebook there are 5 types of forest aside from ordinary forest. Name 2 of them.
Just 2, Jonas. Not
Okay, then I'll
but it's correct.
All right.
if I could like the last
Yeah.
ones, I would.
Reveal your
I
answers.
think we are all the same.
Blood forest, fungus forest, blood forest, venom ticket, blood and venom, and you are all correct. Venom ticket,
Wildwood.
blood forest, wildwood, abyssal ward, and fungus forest. So everyone gets a point.
Somehow Wildwood never seems to come out for us when we go for it.
Now, this next question is very important, but I think that this is also one of the rules that are pretty tricky. I don't think it's entirely clear how people resolve this one. Question number 32. A unit of 12 models is deployed. They are later joined by a lord. 9 models die and the unit flees. Remaining is 3 models and the lord. Is the unit considered to be 25% or less for the purpose of rallying? So in this case, the unit that is 12, they are 25% or less, but does the addition of the lord put them above 25% or not? Difficult.
This is difficult. I don't think it never came up.
It's a really like for the ogres, they have so low model count.
Yeah, so you've probably gotten into that a few times.
But it's gonna be like really bad if I get this one wrong.
You misplay them your whole life.
Don't we all have some kind of rule that we always misplay?
I don't think we have never played a perfect battle report, I think, without mistakes. So
That's like one of the goals of playing game, like getting a perfect game.
yeah,
That would be nice.
that would be amazing. Please reveal your answers.
I think that they are
Yes, they are.
25% or less.
Yeah.
They are 25% or less. Yes, starting strength of unit is counted, and you've written yes. So all of you basically mean that the Lord does not count towards the
Yes.
25%.
The Lord does not count.
You are afraid all wrong. The Lord counts towards the initial number, and in this case the unit are above 25%. Does
Of
it?
its initial numbers.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're basically
They will
four.
count towards
They're
the
basically
count.
13. Therefore,
Yeah.
He will count towards
Yeah.
working out the...
Yeah, but you,
Mm.
you count them against, like if they were 12, but even though they were 13. So you count against the initial number.
Yeah. So in
Yeah.
this case, they are counted as 12, but since he's
Okay.
in it, they are above 25%.
yeah.
So he does count
Yeah, I should have.
Mm.
But at least I failed in a right kind of way.
in a spectacular way.
Because I know it's the starting strength, but I didn't know it
Yeah.
was a chance.
This
So
one is
the
probably
Lord
the most
counts.
applicable like, for me.
Yeah.
Any ogre player.
Yeah.
I think this is also one of the things people miss
Yeah.
quite often.
I'm gonna
or
remember
are
this.
not sure about. Question number 33. What happens if a wizard fails to cast a bound spell from an item?
Should I?
Not a lot of us. The Ruby Ring of Fire is quite a popular item. We don't use it that much.
No, it's a good one.
Wait.
Are you
Okay,
uncertain?
I think so.
All right, reveal your answers. Andreas written nothing. You have written nothing, no loss of concentration.
I think
And you've written the item is destroyed, the wizard can't continue to cast.
Can continue to
Can't
Can continue.
continue to cast, yeah.
The item
The,
is destroyed.
the answer is nothing happens. It just fails to cast.
It
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
break
Yeah.
either.
That's- I
So
thought-
Martin and André is correct. And now there are 2 points separating Jonas and André. So if André gets both of these final questions right and Jonas gets them wrong, we have a stalemate. Otherwise, this is going to be a win for Jonas. Question number 34. Can a model with an attack characteristic of more than 1 or 2 or more target different models with each attack? So if a model has 2 attack characteristics of 2, which means he has 2 attacks, can he target different models or with each attack, or does he need to target the same model?
No,
We get
Yeah.
it.
You get
we
the
get it.
question,
We
but
think so.
I've
You will
messed up the
probably
wording.
Say,
But I will fix that until we put this for the for the audience, so they will not know what we're talking about. All right, please reveal your answers.
I think they.
Yes and yes from André and no from Martin. We had this discussion a while ago, but me and you, Martin, were actually wrong in that discussion. Yes,
Okay.
you are allowed to, as long as you are in base contact with each of the targets, you are allowed to divide the attacks.
it says something like they are considered to be so skilled,
Yeah,
so therefore they can separate their attacks.
yeah. I think it says something down there. It's quite
Yeah.
small.
Yeah, only
but-
the most skilled, experienced
Yeah,
performer
yeah.
of warriors have more than a single attack.
Therefore, they can.
Yeah. So we have the final question coming up here.
That's worth 3 points.
It's worth 5 points. No. Question number 35. When you pursue into a new enemy, does it count as a charge? Martin is thinking deeply. He's into his think tank.
Oh,
This is also one of the rules you probably should know, but it's easy to misplay it as well.
Or is this another one of your trick questions?
Who knows? Some of them are just straight up questions, some of them are a bit trick to them.
Some of them is written funny.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
But I
I
must
didn't
say
have a
it's-
proofreader.
It's been very good questions.
Yeah.
Very, very good.
Thank you. I've been working
You
on
have,
this
you
for
have
a
been
while.
putting some time into this.
Yeah, I have. I think this PowerPoint presentation it's 76 slides, and I have to cut out all the answers from the book as well, so it's
Yeah.
quite a few hours.
And you
It's-
flew to Taiwan to get a suit.
Yeah, I did. To look fly. Everybody ready? reveal your answers.
Yes.
Yes, and Martin has written no. The answer is yes.
Oh man.
So 1 point
count us.
for Jonas and 1 point for André and no for Martin. And the final score, hopefully correct what I'm going to read now, but it's going to be correct on the screen either way because we got lost in some discussions and I'm not sure, but the final standing will not change. So the final standing is Jonas at 33 points, Jonas at 23 points, André at 21 points, and Martin at 17. So it's still quite close. I would say it's quite close. It wasn't like a crushing victory or crushing defeat either. You were pretty close.
Yeah, and it goes to show how important it is to like have 2 players at the table when you play.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard for any single one.
But
to
we
get
had
everything.
some questions that none of us got right.
Yeah.
So even if you, Adam, it's hard to play at Warhammer Fantasy.
Yeah, it is.
There's many rules.
There's lots of rules, and you always need to keep the rule book handy. But some of the questions are like you wouldn't even consider it. Like for sea creature, for example, knowing that they cannot march outside of water. I think that's one of the things you wouldn't even check because you wouldn't think that would be a thing at all. So I think some things are very difficult to actually find.
He who actually answered everyone correctly has the right to be smug.
Yeah. I would be incredibly surprised if anyone actually got all the questions because they're quite hard.
But at the same time, like there are people that have a knack for knowing rules.
Some people are incredibly good. I'm gonna hand over the reward. The spoils go to the victor. 100 cars. So now you're a millionaire, maybe? Sweden's most sold car.
And one of the best scams.
Yeah, it's great stuff. So write your final score in the comments down below, and also write some feedback about what you thought about this concept. I thought it was really fun making this quiz, and I think it was really fun having it as well. What do you think about this as a
It
concept?
was very fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, really good. Like
We could have like a Dark Elf series, Tomb King series.
I have a plan for future like kinds of this because you can't use the main rulebook all too much because I pretty much used all the good questions, at least in my mind.
But perhaps someone out there has an even trickier rules question. So throw us your hardest rules questions and we'll have a go at them.
It would be great to get some questions from the community as well. But it's been great fun. Thank you all for tonight, and maybe if this goes well, we'll see you in a future Miscast quiz.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Nice weather going home, boys, right?
I'm going inside.
Yeah, he gets to fix it. Thank you for coming.
Thank